them from last year, which involves some of our issues. You see like heavy ball screen. Probably 70% of what they do is going to involve ball screen defense with us. They had 21 offensive rebounds last night with their exhibition, and that's obviously been an issue for us. So we've really tried to hammer home those two things, and then three-point line defense, because they have a number of perimeter guys that can make a three, play off the dribble, and then their forwards also step out and make threes. So three-point line defense, ball screen defense, rebound the ball much better, and then just sharpen up our attack at the offensive end.
Probably could have asked this before the exhibition game, but it's important to kind of make a good first impression. You got a sellout crowd, first official game. Important for to drum up, keep the interest level up with a good performance tomorrow night.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's like we talked about probably a couple of weeks ago with these guys was. We'll get a sellout. There'll be enough articles. There'll be enough excitement. New coach, new blood. Obviously, great fan base that's reignited. But if we want the games to get bigger and better, and we've got to go out and perform at a high level. So it's real important for us to play well and be better than we were in the exhibition.
Thoughts on what Brennan's given you so far? Brennan Adams on the backboard?
Yeah, he's probably about what we expected. Obviously, he was a guy I was real familiar with. Some great guards at Rhode Island, and envisioned him when we recruited him there that he would be the next great guard there. So it wasn't surprising for me what he did in the exhibition. I think he's probably, if not our best shooter, one of our best probably two shooters in terms of like cleanest release and technique. Just it's his first college game tomorrow. Hopefully he's able to carry over the confidence from the exhibition, because he certainly didn't look like he was rattled. He looked like he felt like he was right where he belonged.
So, how do you kind of gauge what he can do tomorrow night? Because he's obviously just jumping back into it.
Kasum, he's missed a good amount of time, so he doesn't have a great idea of what we're doing at either end of the court in terms of like the nuances of ball screen defense, offensive spacing, what we're trying to execute, but. The thing with Kasum is he has that high level of athletic ability where if he's maybe a step or two out of position, he can make up for it because he's so explosive. So he's had a couple block shots the last couple days in here around the rim that we really haven't seen since he's been out. So I think he'll have get a chance to play, and obviously try to get him up to speed as best we can. Shoot around tomorrow, just get him as many reps as we can.
What do you hope to see out of the guys tomorrow? I mean, obviously there's still a lot of work to be done, but just the energy, effort.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see. Tried to get across to him today in the huddle because it looked a little jittery. I'd say in the beginning of practice, kind of a little bit anxious, a little jittery today. We tried to get across to him that we feel like we're for where we're at in the season right now in terms of. Like where we are today, that like we feel like the coaches have confidence where we're at right now. Like we know we're going to play really, really hard. We've prepared as well as we can in the last several months for this. But you deserve to go into the game with a much higher level of confidence, maybe than you guys have displayed, in the past couple opening nights. So like, you guys have earned the right with the work you put in to go out tomorrow with some confidence and some swagger, and an attitude. That you're ready to play a great game.
You have to build that confidence just because of losing maybe experience the last couple of years. They kind of have to build that up.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of like how practice started today. It was like the message was like a 15-minute start to practice, and it was a huddle about 20 minutes in. Like, hey fellas, like this is we're coming into this opening night. Like, these are the things that we know we do well. We could hang our hat on that. Do we have to get better in a lot of other areas? Yes, but like you guys should be confident. You shouldn't be anxious. You shouldn't be nervous. Like we're ready to play this particular game because we know we're going to play hard. We're going to compete. We're going to get after it.
You got a starting lineup in mind that you might want to share with us all?
Oh, I don't know. I wait till the last second. I've almost got technical fouls on the starting lineup. So I don't know. The Belichick school of secrecy with starting lineups and injuries.
Injury report.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a lot, but lineups and injuries, I'm like, keep it close.
Okay.
You have confidence that the rebound may be better? And promised maybe a little blood.
Yeah, no, I bled. I mean, I got cuts because I got in the drills. So there was blood. It was mine, unfortunately. No, we addressed it. It's an attitude, man. It's I would say it was probably about 20% technique and about 80% attitude. You know, we got to go get the ball. You know, and in the bigs, it's about, you know, it's about hitting first. It's about hitting first, locating and tracing the ball, then going and getting it. We didn't do a great job with that with our front court guys. You know, so, you know, our guards obviously are going to have to be a big part of that solution. We're going to need, you know, probably a number of guys to get, you know, 4 to 6 rebounds a game. We're not going to have a double-double guy this year. So we got to be a gang rebounding team, and our guards can't be. Our guards can't be afraid to get their nose dirty in there. Besides Christian, who does defensive rebounding.
And is there any update at all on Sid's status, or any change? Or anything?
Yeah, so he's he's still out indefinitely, and we'll update you on that when there's a change with that. So he's been practicing well though, and he's been practicing well, and you know, he's doing the things he's supposed to do. So.